What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. It's your boy Terabyte Reacts. We are here today for the final two episodes of Sons of Anarchy. I am finally ready to do a review of this series, and I've decided to do these two episodes together. Hopefully, you guys are ready. Okay, hopefully you guys are ready for these two final episodes of Son of Anarchy. I know you guys have been waiting for a long time for me to get here, so you can finally leave my channel. As I know some people is going to dip after, I've been accused of so many different things while watching this show. It's utterly ridiculous. But it is what it is. We're finally here with the two final episodes. I don't know if they're going to be as long as episode 10 and 11, but we are here nonetheless. So without no further ado, we're going to jump in because we have a long review to do, talking about the entire series and what it was about, what the experience was like for me, and of course we're going to hitch on my 3 things that I use to review every series on my channel. Of course, we're going to talk about the story, we're going to talk about the audio, the visuals, and we're going to talk about rewatchability. So, of course, let's jump in. If you guys don't know by now, if you have not subscribed by now, I don't know what you're waiting on. So, at this point, it's like, it's either you're gonna bounce after this or you're gonna stick around to see what I do next. If you guys are interested in TV shows, we are watching The Sopranos right now. If you wanna jump on that, I will be starting a new TV show after this. Of course, I don't know what it's going to be yet, but we will see. You don't have to leave suggestions. You can if you want to. It's probably not going to be what you suggest, because I have a long list of shows to do. There's not many TV shows actually that is in the works. I am watching 2 TV shows right now, which is Nirvana in Fire and The Sopranos. So I don't know if I'm going to tack on another TV show to that, but we will see how things go. I'll probably do, actually, talking about that. I probably won't. I'll probably finish Westworld first, because there's only 1 season of that for me to do. So I'll probably finish up Westworld, and then I'll probably choose another show. So yes, I still have Westworld to get back to. So in any case, guys, I know, stop complaining. Let's just jump into the episodes, and I will see you guys for the review. I am tacking this on. I'm tacking this on to the back end of my intro. I just want you guys to know the YouTube version, we're not gonna do a YouTube version for this. So go to the reaction in the link. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that none of y'all actually watch this on YouTube anyways, because there's really no sound on the cut up versions, really. So go to the link, watch the reaction, come back and watch my review, like how we used to do it before. So same thing, just go watch the reaction. The link is down in the description. Come back here and watch the review. It's a very long review. It's about 40 minutes that I spent talking about this series and what it meant for me, and what I believe it was about, and what it was trying to portray. It's just my opinion. That's all I can give. My opinion. Okay, guys? I'll see you guys for the review. Guess this is becoming a bit of a theme for me to be crying at the end of series that I watch, especially the longer ones. You guys have to accept it. I guess you guys just choose to just suggest shows that is super emotional at the end. All right. Yeah. We're here. I don't even know if I'm going to completely be able to do this review now, right after, but I'm going to try my best to do this. All right. Sons of Anarchy. Uh, I don't know how to describe this story. As I said, I tried my best to, write down some points as I have my phone here. Um, I tried my best to write down some pointers of the things I wanted to talk about the series itself, and very poetic ending. Very poetic ending. They did a very good job of telling something linear and circular at the same time. I think I talked about this in the earlier in the in episode 12. I did touch on it a little bit. They did a very good job of telling a very straightforward story and also making it something of a circular storytelling, right? So they did both, which is really good. Anytime somebody can write a story like that, it means that you know what you're doing. The writers for this show really, really showed that you can write a long series. You know what I'm saying? Something that goes for 6, 7 seasons, and still make sense. Still make sense at the end. I wish that Game of Thrones had a really good ending. I really wish it did, but it didn't. And majority speaks. We all know that season 8 of Game of Thrones was utter garbage. Special effects galore, which is something that you basically become desensitized to in the series. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't mean as much in season 8 as it did in, say, midway through season 4, season 5. It just didn't mean the same. So hitting us with a bunch of special effects, we all know season 8 was gonna look good, but the storytelling, nothing. What happened to all the prophecies? I don't want to get into that. Let's talk about Sons of Anarchy, on how they told this story, how comprehensive it was, and how good this series was. Like, my tears do not flow for foolishness. If I don't enjoy what I'm watching, if I don't feel a connection to the characters, if those things don't happen, you're not going to get tears from me. If those things are not happening. I have been sleeping on a lot of TV shows, or at least stuff that you guys have suggested. So far, I would say, I think, let me see, for all the TV shows that I've watched, Walking Dead is not done yet. I don't think I'm going to cry at the end of The Walking Dead. Let's just be honest. I don't think I'm going to cry. Like, if it was something involving maybe Rick at the end of The Walking Dead, which we all know he's still alive and whatever, right? I don't think I'm going to cry at the end of that. But I would say, we're talking about Vikings. I didn't cry at the end of Vikings, but I did cry during certain episodes of Vikings. But so far, pretty much when it comes on to TV shows on the channel, when I've finished watching them, like at the end, I've always teared up because these shows, they really do a good job of telling a good story. Well, Vikings didn't end as well as I expected it to end, but to each his own. Let's just say that. To each his own. Um, I'm thinking my thoughts before I get into the meat of the review, so just bear with me here. I told you guys that this was going to be a long one. That's why I'm probably not going to post. That's why I'm not probably not going to cut up this version of this reaction. I'll probably just post the full reactions. And you guys just can go to the link. You can skip through it if you want, if you don't want to spend 3 hours watching the episodes again. It is what it is. But I'm going to take my time with this review and just give my thoughts. You know, they did a very good job of telling this story, man. And the connection that I felt with Jax, I felt like Jax was my lost brother. You know what I'm saying? Like a brother that I've lost, you know what I'm saying, to criminal activity. Like that's how I felt, you know, the relationship that I felt like I had with him. That's how immersed I was in the story. Like I felt like he was someone I was trying to redeem myself or talk to him to get out of this life. And you know, we're on the cusp. We were right there, and then Tara dies. You know what I mean? Season 7 was a ride in itself. It was a ride, just seeing all of this stuff just spiral out of control. It was a ride, man. And they did an excellent job. They had, from episode 10 through 13, it was all like mini movies. You know what I'm saying? Hour and 20 minutes for practically all the episodes. Hour and 10 minutes, I believe, on average for every one of these last 4 episodes. And it was needed. It was needed. You know, it was definitely needed for them to really wrap up everything in that space. And I'm glad that FX gave them the opportunity to do that, gave them the time slot and everything to actually, you know, end and what I can imagine, a very beloved series at the time it was airing, right? So, and that is needed. If a show is on, you know, for a long time, it deserves, you know, if they need the time to, you know, they'll be like, we can't just cut off all these important things, all these storylines and stuff like that. We got to make sure everything is wrapped up in a nice bow for the audience. And I love when shows do that. I love when networks give the show, the writers, the producers, and everybody the time to make peace. You get what I'm saying? With their creation. Make peace with it. It'd be like, you know what I'm saying? I can imagine it must have been a very emotional day when they wrapped. Because I did see the video when Opie left the show. When Opie left the show and Ryan Hurst left the show, I did see the video of them cutting his beard off and stuff like that. It was a very emotional video. So I can imagine the day they wrapped. It must have been a very emotional day for everybody that has been with the show from the start. I can imagine. You know what I'm saying? It must have been. Maybe there's a video of that out there as well. If there is, send me the link. I want to see it. I'm not going to react to it, but send me the link. But yeah, let's get into the meat and potatoes. I've talked for 10 minutes. I've calmed down. The tears have stopped flowing. So let's get into the meat of potatoes of Sons of Anarchy, the series, right? Sons of Anarchy, the series. You guys know what we do over here when we review a series. We look at 3 things. We look at rewatchability, we take a look at the story, and we also take a look at the audio and the visual. Okay? We're gonna take a look at rewatchability first, right? Rewatchability for this series is very high for me. It's very high. I'm gonna say there's a 10 out of 10 chance that I would rewatch this series, mainly because of just the storytelling was that great. I think I would definitely um, go out and watch this. I would definitely go back and watch this. Maybe I don't know, 3 or 4 years from now, I might sit down and rewatch all 7 seasons again. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that good. It's kind of like Breaking Bad for me. Every now and then I go back and watch Breaking Bad, whether it's somebody else reacting to it that I'm watching or just on my own. I just pick it up, watch it. If I get that itch, be like, "Oh, I want to watch Breaking Bad again just to remember some of the details." You know what I'm saying? Um so I think Sons of Anarchy is definitely going to be one of those shows for me. And I don't say that for a lot of shows. I don't say that for a lot of anime either. Like, rewatchability is something that I know that Sons of Anarchy is probably something I would pick up 2 or 3 years from now and watch again. So, rewatchability is definitely high for me. And I think that's because of how they told the story. This is definitely one of those stories that you can probably analyze and break down on what the writers were doing because they did such an excellent job with it. I think it's one of those shows. You know what I mean? So, rewatchability is out of the way. You know where that ranks on my list. If you feel the same way, let me know in the comment section. Let's talk about the audio and the visuals. Now, they did a great job with sound design, the score, the songs that they, bought the rights to play during it. Very country, very fitting. You know what I'm saying? Even though technically this is not in the South at all. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like they played a lot of country music, a lot of rock music. I'm not saying that that stuff is only for the South or whatever. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just that usually, you know what I'm saying? Usually when you're watching certain shows and stuff like that, you're not going to, it's usually fitting to where, you know what I'm saying, where the setting is. Like this was in California. So I'm not expecting a lot of country music to be playing, but it fits. You get what I'm saying? So they did an excellent choice in that. It fits. A lot of the songs I knew. Some of them is first time I'm hearing them. I think even Gemma did a the actress that plays Gemma did a rendition of some song. I don't know if she wrote it or whatever, but I was informed of that through comments as well, that Gemma was the one that was singing a certain song, one of the songs, and that was pretty cool to know. So the audio, they did an excellent choice with when they played. It killed me with this season though, because I started to cut up videos, so it kind of killed me because I couldn't really use the audio that much in the video. If you go and watch my cut up versions of my reactions, if you don't, that's fine. But if you do go, you'll see that the audio is turned way down because even the dialogue in the show is copyrighted, which is weird. So it has to be really low most of the time, right? Sometimes, I could turn up the audio for certain dialogue, but for some of them, it still got claimed. The dialogue still got claimed, not just the music that's playing in it. But we got through it. Needless to say, that's one of the reasons why I chose to not upload this, because it's like going through 3 hours of footage to cut out all those times where important parts where they were showing certain monologues and stuff like that while music was played in the background. Even the last probably 5 minutes of episode 13, it was just this dude singing a song. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't want to cut out all of that, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's just go watch the video on the link and don't complain about cut up versions. Okay. Anyways, so the visuals. excellent job. Camera work was on fire for this series. They did a very good job of not taking you out of certain scenes, as in what is going on here. The camera shots were perfect. They did an excellent job with audiovisual. That's a 10 out of 10 for me. To be honest, like, for everything that they showed, the times of people's, I think it was like a couple of episodes ago when they killed Mark's henchman or whatever. His eyes was popping out of his head and stuff like that. Like, stuff like that, you gotta give them credit for even showing on screen. You know what I'm saying? For going the distance to actually do that kind of makeup to actually portray that, because of them killing Bobby and what they did to Bobby, taking out his eye and stuff like that, cutting off his fingers, like stuff like that. Even though it's gruesome, it's still necessary to show that that's what happened, and it's necessary to show it. You know what I'm saying? So I give them props for showing, to go in the extra mile to showing that stuff, because they could have just off screen it and then showed him, you know what I'm saying, with blacked off eye, or you know what I'm saying, like it could have been that way, which I don't like when series do that, because it's just like, you just gotta use your head to see what happened, to figure out, okay, I guess he took out his eye. I like seeing it. Show it. It looks more real. You get what I'm saying? I like that. So 10 out of 10 for me with the audio visual. Excellent job there. They did not pull any punches when it comes on to showing what needs to be seen. So even with the, when Tara died, when Gemma was killing Tara, and she's using the cooking fork to stab her in the head, that was, you know what I'm saying, like, even though you don't want to see it, you want to see it. You know what I mean? So, all right. We're going to get down to the story, which is going to be a long session. So if you're not here for 40 minutes of review, you might want to not listen to this part. But this is the most important part of my review, and I want to talk about it. So you heard me talk about it a little bit during the episodes. If you've watched the reactions already, if you have not watched the reactions, go back and watch damn reactions, then come watch the review. Okay? The thing is, I had some notes ready, and I said, depending on what happens in these last 2 episodes, this is how I'm going to approach the review for the story. So, some things happen that I did not expect to happen, and some did. So, I didn't think that Gemma was going to die. So that changes a lot for me with my review. I didn't think Gemma was going to... I thought Gemma was going to survive the series. You guys have heard me say that multiple times. I think Gemma is probably going to be the only one. That's what I predicted. That didn't turn out to be true. So, I thought Gemma was going to survive the series. I thought she was probably going to be the only one. I did say that I think that Jax is going to die by the end of the series. He went out in a totally different way than I expected, of course, but that stayed to be true. From the way how the story was being written and stuff like that. My conclusion to this whole thing, of this whole series and what this series is about, it's about consequences, right? It was either going to be redemption or consequences. The thing about it is this. We watch stuff like this. And we don't understand that they are people that live this kind of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't completely get it, because in some uncertain ways, if it kind of seems like we are living in a bubble, you know what I'm saying? And they're living in the real world. You get what I'm trying to say? So, but that's not the case. We're all living in the same world. It's just that because we're not exposed to certain things, we know it happens, But you know what I'm saying? Like, we the regular people, the people who aren't criminals, you know what I'm saying? Who aren't living a day-to-day life of looking over their shoulders and stuff like that. Like, we live in this complete ignorance of this stuff happening. If it's not something that happens around us. You get what I'm saying? So the moral of the story, consequences versus, you know what I'm saying? Consequence versus redemption. You get what I'm saying? So both can row in the same boat. Both both can row in the same boat. Okay? This is a bit of a tongue twister, but we got there. But at the same time, one has to go. Do you get what I'm saying? One has to go. It's either you're going to accept the consequences for your actions, or you work towards redemption. You get what I'm trying to say? It can't be both. And in most cases, consequences are always played out. You don't always get to go on the road to redemption, because simple things, a lie, perhaps, right? A lie could turn you off the road of redemption. For 6 seasons, we watch Jax, the main character, go through this road of redemption, of redeeming the club, of getting out of the binoculars. What am I saying? The scope. Getting out of the scope of the police, getting their club out of all of this bad stuff that keeps happening, the killing, the drugs, the guns, all of this stuff that just keeps adding up. For 6 seasons, we watch this character trying to get out of this life, trying to be a better dad for his son, trying to be a better husband to his wife, all of this stuff, and then Tara dies. And then Gemma lies. Right? And he just spirals completely out of control because of the lie, because of revenge. You know, now the question is, what if Gemma had told him the truth from the get-go? What if? We can talk about that, right? Let me take this off. Right? We can talk about that. What if she had told him the truth? Would it have changed her? Would it have changed his decision? Let's just say she told him the truth, and he killed her anyways. Would he have continued on this road of redemption, or would it have been a better story for you guys? Let me know in the comment section if that had happened. And then, you know, for the 7 seasons, we're just basically watching him just seeing the consequences of killing his mom and just going out of control. Because either way, I think he would have spiraled. That's the thing. Either way, if she lied, if she told the truth, my opinion is that he still would have spiraled, because it would have affected him. Would he have killed himself? Would he have not been in control of the club? Would he have been making terrible decisions? I think all of those things would have still ended up happening if Gemma had told him the truth. You get what I'm saying? I don't think there's other ways that the story could have went, but the most impactful way and the realest way they could have told a story, even if they went in that direction where Gemma told him the truth, and you know what I'm saying, and he ends up killing Gemma anyways, he still would have spiraled. Maybe the Chinese will still be in play, of course, and maybe they would have never found Juice. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he would have still spiraled out of control. That's just my opinion, right? On that hypothesis, right? So, when it comes on to the story of Sons of Anarchy, what I expected is what took place. What I expected, not necessarily the ending, but for the most part of what we were seeing in season 7 is kind of what I expected to happen at the end. Now, Gemma was the only kind of thing that I expected Juice to die. Like, that didn't surprise me. Gemma's death really surprised me. You guys want to go back and see my face in that scene. I didn't want him to do it. I still don't want him to do it, but he did it anyways. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know what to say during that scene because I was just like, you can't do this, dude. Like, this is your mom's. I think maybe if he didn't do this, he probably would have never ended up killing himself. But then again, he had to die because, bro, either way, it seems like this was going to be the outcome for Jax. Either way. You know what I'm saying? Because he had to make a lot of things right before he died. He had to kill Marks. He had to kill Borowski. He had to go and do all these things because he knows that he was about to go out either by his club or either by him killing himself. I think it was my relief that they didn't kill him. You know what I'm saying? That's what really broke me during that scene as I'm tearing up again. It was just a relief. Because I thought that they were going to kill him in that scene. I was like, oh my God, they didn't do it. Is he going to survive the series? Because, as I said, I felt... I don't know why I get this much immersed into what I watch. And, you know, some people can... Like, I know that this is not something that's going to stay with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to get up tomorrow morning crying about Jax's death. They're still just fictional characters. But during the show and watching the show, you get so immersed into these worlds that you watch. You feel so connected with the characters. They become like family members to you. You know? They become very relatable. Even though I've never lived that kind of life, I've never been involved in anything like that, I completely understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand what it takes, what kind of life that person has to live, how scary it is. You know, you might not be in the moment. You don't have to be a criminal to know that it's a terrible kind of life to live. The gratitude of it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. So don't be one of those people who be like, oh, you don't know what it's like, man. You don't know what it's like. No, I don't know, but I can imagine. I can imagine what it's like. I can, you know, have some basic understanding of what it would be like to live like that. You know what I mean? We can't all be Pablo Escobars out here. And see, consequences still ended up coming for his ass. Because he got too big for his britches. And that's just what I'm saying. I got emotional because of that. Because I really thought, I really, it got me. The whole time, like probably about the second, like probably about 20 minutes into the episode, like I already knew. And you guys might have heard me say I'm fighting back the tears because I'm just like, I know this guy is he's just walking straight into death. And I can't help but think, like, when you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? And then we have this lady that's been around, this homeless lady that's just been around for however long. This entire time. From season 1, we've been seeing her. And it just goes to show you that's another element of the storytelling that's just brilliant. Because this entire time I was wondering, who the hell is this woman? She just pops up. And if you notice, every time somebody sees this woman, if you go back and you check, everybody that has ever seen this homeless woman, they die. She represents the angel of death in the series. And you heard me say that before it was basically revealed in the final episode. She represents the angel of death. I was like, because you guys must have heard me ask multiple times every time I said, I was like, what does this homeless woman represent? And I didn't really pick up on it until I went back and I watched the episodes with her in it. And I was like, everybody that everybody that has met this woman or even seen her has died. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing she said the entire series, it's time, to Jax. So it's poetic. It was done well. You know what I mean? And she basically represents the Reaper. You know? So that was done very well. Really like that element of it. I'm taking deep breaths because I want to touch on everything. I don't really want to talk about individual characters in the show. I believe everybody came in, they did their job, and they did it well. There was no actors that was in this show that I was like, you didn't deserve to be in this show. Like, everybody, down to Rat, everybody did their job. Everybody that was in the show was excellent. Everybody that was a part of the show, they were excellent actors and actresses, coming from Clay, Unser, Gemma, Tara, OP. I mean, I could go on and on. Bobby, Chibs, Tig, all of them, Juice. Everybody was excellent in every scenes that they were in. I had zero problems with anybody in the show that had even just one episode that they were in. Everybody did their job. Hale, I mean, everybody that was involved was just excellent. The cast was just out of this world great. You know what I'm saying? Out of this world great. You know, Stalled, she did her job. She was great, even though I hated her. You know what I mean? Man, she was annoying, but excellent actress nonetheless. She was there for you to hate, you know, so just great stuff overall. The story was just, it was just awesome, man. From start to finish, it was great. I know a lot of people is going to say, oh, is it that you didn't enjoy the series? Why you wasn't doing it consistently in season 7 and blah, blah, blah. Maybe, listen, man, listen, it wasn't that. It wasn't any of that. And first of all, I'm going to watch the shows when I can watch them or when I feel like watching them. So if you can't wait around for the reactions to come out, because the thing about it is this, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with me recording this review right now and just watching the episodes, you guys have probably been waiting a week for it to come out because I'm just about to take, you know, some time off from reacting and really uploading to the channel, even though stuff is probably still going to be, you know, out on the channel. It's probably stuff that you guys are not going to watch, but it's whatever. You got to be patient. You know, you just have to be. You just have to be patient because this is what I'm choosing to do. Right? So if you can't wait on the episodes to come out, then that's just too bad. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to, what I'm not going to do is rush, especially because you guys did not know that even between episodes 10 and 11 and 12 and 13, I had to go back before I watched the two last episodes. I went back and I looked at some certain things and I took some notes on what I wanted to point out and what I wanted to touch on and the things that I wanted to talk about and what I think this series represents and what it's trying to teach us and stuff like that through the storytelling and all of that stuff, right? I really wanted to do that. So, hope you guys appreciate it. Hope you guys, I enjoyed this journey very much. So, this story really, it's just nobody gets redeemed, man. Nobody gets redeemed. The Sons of Anarchy they're still gonna be doing their thing. For me, I would have told them to get out of all of this. That's what I would have told them. If I was Jax, I would have been like, figure out a way to get out of this, man. But I guess they've just accepted their fate, as in, the only way we're getting out of this is a body bag. You know what I mean? Like, I think they've just accepted that. Like, the only way we're getting out of this life is a body bag. It's never going to be some amicable thing where we just go, you know. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. You know, and I try to do my reviews, off the cuff with very minimum bullet points and just try to do it off the top of my head. It was just it was just a brilliant show. I can't give Sons of Anarchy nothing less than a 10 out of 10. And I know probably some people are probably not going to agree that Sons of Anarchy is a 10 out of 10 show, but based on my standards, my subjective opinion, I think Sons of Anarchy was a 10 out of 10 show. And it's not because I cried at the end. It ain't even about that. It ain't even about that. It's just when I look at everything in its complete form. You know what I'm saying? In its complete form of what the story was trying to tell us, how the story was told, what they did during that story, how it impacted me, how I believe it impacted everybody else. I believe that this story is definitely a 10 out of 10. They did their damn thing. Like, I can't find anything that I could say that was wrong completely with the storytelling. I had a little bit of issue with, what they were doing with Abel, during this season. But that's not enough for me to take a point away or a half a point away or anything like that. Because even though I felt like it was convenient, when he was finding out, he just happens to be there when Gemma is confessing this stuff twice. Like, I felt like it was too convenient. It's not enough for me to be like, oh, it could absolutely not happen. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a situation where I was like, that's, it's an absolute, where I would be like, that would never happen ever. It is a possibility. It just felt convenient for the story. You know what I'm saying? So, 10 out of 10 series, man. Sons of Anarchy, for sure, in my opinion, was a 10 out of 10 series. And that is all I have to say. So that is my review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have a difference in opinion for me, please let it be known in the comment section. It was a very good journey. I enjoyed it very much from start to finish. The okie dokes, you know what I'm saying? Everything was just structured perfectly for this series. The way how they told the story. That is all I have to say. Make sure you like the video, and hopefully you guys stay around for another series. If you have any suggestions, you can leave them in the comment section. As I said, it might be a while before I get to them. But if you have any more suggestions, you can always leave them in the comment section. Let me know what you think. If it's something similar that I have not watched yet, and you know I haven't watched yet, put it in the comment section. It's your boy Terabyte Reacts. I'm out. Peace.